Hi guys, it's Kian. So I'm here today with Parker, my Canador Adrian, and I'm going to show you how I attach lashes onto my dolls. So the first thing you need is false lashes. I prefer the doll size false lashes, and I usually buy them from Taobao or from Alice Collection BJDs. So I'm showing you some of the different eyelash types that I have. Some of them are slightly thicker and denser, and then some of them are more sparse. And then there are also eyelashes with different colors, so you can choose to layer them, or if you have an albino boy or something like that. Yeah. So here I'm showing you the differences in lengths of two brown pairs of eyelashes, and there's also sparse one. The second thing that you will need is white glue. A water-soluble glue. I've always used Elmer's and I don't really have an issue with that. The third thing you need is toothpick, so I usually use this to apply the glue more accurately. The fourth thing is tweezers, and these are for holding the eyelashes, especially after they are cut. The fifth thing you need is a penknife or small pair of scissors. This is so that you can cut the eyelash band accurately. The sixth thing, which is very important, are eyelash curlers. I've hated gluing eyelashes until I realized how important curlers are to get the eyelash away from the face. So the first thing is to remove Parker's eyeballs. After that's done, the second thing is to examine the face up and decide where you want to glue the lash band. So in Parker's case, I did his face up such that there's a nude upper waterline. So I wanted to keep that and not glue the eyelash band, which is black, directly on this nude line. So I will be gluing the eyelash band behind the eyelid. So after that, the third step is to choose the eyelash design. I do this by placing the eyelashes onto the doll itself to gauge which one is more suitable. So sometimes the eyelash can be a bit stiff, just bend the lash band a bit, and then after that you can put it on to try and see. So this is a different pair, which is thicker and it's in black and has a stiffer band, so you can see me bending it here to kind of get it to fit into the doll's eye. Yep. Sometimes during this step you might find that the extra length of the lash band is too long. I like to cut it off so that I can get a more accurate gauge of what the lashes look like when it's on the doll. So this step is, I spend quite a lot of time on this step. Usually I try to choose an eyelash that matches the lower eyelash design. So after you've chosen the eyelash, remove any glue residue from the eyelash band. This is important so that the glue residue doesn't stick onto your doll's eyeballs or anything else really inside their head. So take your time with this. And then the fifth step is to measure and trim the eyelashes. So what I usually do is I'll try to trim it such that the longest lash is on the end. Like the eyelash on the outer corners are the longest. So I'll try to trim the eyelash in that way. And here you can see it's important to really have a very sharp cutting edge so that you don't accidentally cut off the eyelash itself. And after cutting, I measure again. And I think it was a bit long. So yeah, I'm using a pair of tweezers now to hold it so that it's a bit more accurate. And then since it was a bit long, I decided to cut off just a little bit from the front because I wanted to leave the longest eyelash on the outer corner intact. Or maybe I cut it off the back, I can't remember, but generally I always just try to leave the last eyelash being the longest. So after that, I will try to use the same eyelash to roughly measure the length on the other side. This is because most dolls are asymmetrical, so not every doll would have would need eyelashes that are the exact same length on both sides. In Parker's case, the same eyelash length was okay, so I reversed it along the big eyelash I have, and then I cut off about the same length. So you can see that gluing eyelashes onto one doll, I usually only need one side of the false lashes. So here I'm trimming off any excess from the front, and the sixth step is to curl the lashes. So I'm putting away the excess lash pieces that I may save it for later, and I'm gonna curl the eyelashes that I've cut. So when I curl, I start from the lash band, and I will likely squeeze about 4 to 8 times. I try not to overdo it because I don't want the eyelash to end up being like a very sharp L-shaped bend. So I just try to gently curl and then pull the lashes out slightly, and then continue pressing the eyelash curler a few times. You can see me pushing the eyelash out the curler and just pressing it a few times. So after curling, you can see the top eyelash is more curled than the bottom one, which was uncurled. So the next step would then to be test the eyelash and curl more if needed. So Parker has his one side placed into his eye, and you can see it's curled very nicely away from his pupil area, and the band is on the back of his eyelid so that it doesn't hide the nude waterline. So I think this is a good curvature for this side, and I would have to replicate the amount of curling that I did on the other eyelash as well. So yeah, I take it out so that I can use it as a comparison, and I'll curl the other side. So this is how curled the lashes are in the end. The 8th step is to apply glue on the eyelid rim and behind the eyelid. So what happens here is that I put the glue on the eyelid rim and also behind the eyelid. Sorry, it keeps going out of frame. It was actually really difficult for me to film this. I did catch the part where I put the glue on behind the eyelid, but I think the part on the rim was not very clear. So after that, after applying glue, it will look slightly white. Let it dry for a little bit until it's slightly tacky. So the thing with white glue is that it's quite watery, and if you put the eyelash on immediately, it will just shift around very fast. So wait for a while, and then after that, I will place the eyelash into the eyelid rim, and I'll adjust the position with a toothpick. So this is my last chance to kind of curl the lash band so that it fits nicely. And here I was using my fingers so that sometimes I use fingers, sometimes I use tweezers. It really doesn't matter as long as you can get a good grip on the eyelash. So I put the eyelash into the rim, and then I adjusted the position with a toothpick. On this eye, I went out of frame for quite a while, but I repeat the same thing on the other side, and that is slightly more in frame. So hopefully you get a better idea of how the actual gluing looks like. Honestly, this is my least favorite part of gluing eyelashes. It's very stressful because, yeah, I can't always get the lashes into the position that I want. So I don't know how other people do it. They seem to do it very easily, but I find it quite difficult. But still, you know, it's something that you can learn. So I would press the eyelash up against the rim, and on the back side of it, I will also press it down against the back of the eyelid. And this is what Parker looks like with his eyelashes glued in. So this is the end of how the lashes look like. You can see that there's still a bit of the nude waterline, and then there's eyelashes crisscrossing across it. And you can see that his eyelashes are very, very curled. And the reason why I like this is because I don't like the eyelash to hide the pupils of the iris and the pupils of the doll, because then they just kind of look very sleepy. So I'm not a fan of that. I like to have them with their lashes curled. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful. Okay, bye!